Good morning, everybody. Let me lower this. Is anybody else here? Is just my screen showing? I don't know what the hell is showing. What's up? Am I showing my screen right now? PLTR profitable quarter, huh? Nicola, let's see what else we got here.
Just your screen as of right now, Jay. Waiting.
Oh, just my screen? Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, we're waiting for Lucci. I think Ron is here too, so we'll push him.
No problem, no problem. I figure let me you run my mouth a little bit, and then they could run theirs when they get here. All right, good morning, guys. Couple quick things to go over. Obviously, another interesting day yesterday. Whether Powell was any more dovish than he's been in the past, it's the market's interpretation of it, right? And what was interesting is, if you remember, we spoke about, well, those of you who are Steamroom members on Sunday, excuse me, you had, financial conditions, credit swaps, those things we follow were at levels where kind of things had a tendency of showing some cracks, right? SIVB and the regional banks had some issues. So the Fed is well aware of this, especially Powell, right? The rumor is they stare at credit default swaps and get alerted when they reach certain thresholds, so they can loosen financial conditions. They get concerned. And this was actually the spot if Powell was going to tilt a little bit to the dovish side, where he usually does so, right? So very quickly, I'll show you guys what I mean by that. Where am I here? Okay, and you guys know from the Thursday webinar, which we have today, we look at this continuously for those of you who maybe aren't Steamroom members. The bottom chart is what I'm showing here, right? I'm referring to. And you can see here's back where SIVB and the regional banking crisis, right? And we're right back to those levels again. Okay, and same thing with financial conditions. So again, what that means in simple English is to battle inflation, the Fed, the main instrument, the main tool they have is to tighten financial conditions. And when they feel like they've tightened too much and they start to get alerts, for example, from the credit markets, that things may be getting too tight, they loosen up a bit, right? Their rhetoric becomes dovish and all the other stuff. So it was interesting that the Fed and Powell did take a little dovish tilt. That's what the bulls were hoping for here, kind of relieve some of the tightening out there. You see yields, the reaction to yields. And again, if you're bullish, you want to see this continue, right? You don't have to see this loosen aggressively from here, but you don't want to see that continuing tightening that we see in financial conditions. That's going to ultimately just put pressure on equities. If we can hang around here, right? And again, this is the blueprint, the SIVB example. If we can hang around here without making new highs on a lot of these financial condition indicators, at the least, you're going to find bullish opportunities in the market, whether it be through individual names, certain sectors, subsectors. There will be money rotating into other places, okay? If financial conditions are tightening, hence this aggressive move higher, everything is almost on insta-sell, right? Algos will sell every pop, exactly what we've been seeing. Okay, so that's something to keep an eye on here. I kind of just posted this morning. Here's some of the key signals we look over every morning and we pay attention to in the room. Sweeper activity, again, this week, last week, non-factor. You got a lot of earnings positioning, hedging. You guys saw what sweeper activity looked like yesterday. Like the market wasn't even open. All earnings names, names like AMD, which had a rip, there weren't even momentum sweeps in that name, which was strange. ETF action, very little, kind of mixed, if anything. So it's really a non-factor. As we get into next week, though, we'll start to see the skies clear each and every day. Tactical sentiment, which was flashing bullish, hence extreme bearish, right? So tactical traders, you can look around you. We're getting aggressive on the short side. We're making money on the short side. The market has a tendency to trap those players and run them over, and they did exactly that. So tactical sentiment's now back to neutral, call it, on an average. The only thing that's a little bit cooked here is our anti-VIX indicator, and I'll touch on that very quickly in a minute. CTA flows, that's that systematic crowd we keep talking about. If you remember, coming into this week, we were talking about how this is not bearish anymore, right? If anything, it becomes a bullish thing because they're short and they aren't going to add any more short exposure from here unless the market completely breaks down, right? So this is kind of in a neutral camp now rather than bearish, and starts to lean bullish as we go through time here, okay? And if the market does climb higher, they will become chasers. So if we do get the positive price action into the rest of the year here, you'll probably see CTAs chase, but we got a little bit more time till we see that. Here you can see some of the numbers here, the flows. Okay, so they're kind of flat here now over the next week, and then over the next month, you can see in an update, they're going to chase and chase hard. Okay, where's our other thing? Quickly, we'll go through some of the others. Hedge funds and single names, they're short. They're getting squeezed right now. They started shorting even the mega cap names, so they're feeling some pain. This we spoke about, financial conditions, which is probably the most important. And more of a big picture signal as well. Sharpies, commercial hedgers in the futures market, they are net flat, as you can see. They're hugging that zero line. They have no exposure via long or short. But the trend, the overall trend has been bearish since late summer, right? So again, me personally, without sweeper activity getting involved and without Sharpies biting off a pullback, it's hard for me to believe in that any rally is anything more than just a snapback short covering rally, right? And we'll see if that starts to change over the next few weeks. And that's basically it. Oh, here, seasonality, buyback flows, that's in the bullish camp, right? So seasonality that ended in October, now you got really positive seasonality. November probably the best month, okay? And buyback flows, the buyback window opens now because some of the earnings are done. Stock companies can buy back their stock. That's an added bid in the market, so that's a positive. And this has been the primary driver here, okay? And if those of you follow McElliott out of Nomura, which many of you do, he's been calling for exactly this. If the VVIX cracked and started to roll over, a lot of those tail risk hedges that were out there, hedging for a holy war in the Middle East or whatever it may be, financial conditions breaking something. If that started to roll over, you would see those hedges unwind, and that's going to have a bullish effect on equities. Okay, so this has been the primary driver. VVIX just fell out of bed. And here's something else I look at from time to time, which measures tail risk. You can see that aggressive drop, right? So those vol control funds, that whole crowd, when that happens, they're adding S&P futures, hence the positive price action we've seen. Okay, so you probably want to keep an eye on VIX and VVIX here because they've been the primary drivers of this rally. And that's it. We'll take a look at this every day, every week, and on the Sunday webinar, and we'll keep tabs.
Oh, can everybody hear me? Good morning.
We hear you.
How do I sound here? Does it sound okay?
Sound wonderful this morning.
All righty. Let me take it over here for a second here. We got to take a look at Shopify off the open. This shit's fucking crazy. Earnings here posted here. Let's take a look at the what they said here for Shop. Reported sales and profit for the third quarter that beat analyst expectations. Apparently they connected with Amazon here for their checkout. So that's also positive. If you look at the chart, this stock has been super bearish for a long time, and it covered back basically 2 months of weakness in one shot. So you might get a gap and go situation on the Shopify. Obviously, all the Fat Man names have retraced incredibly over the past 3 fucking sessions. I'm working to make sure I don't bring that emotion to the markets today. If you take a look at Nvidia, I mean, I was long from 402, guys. 402 2 motherfucking days ago, and this thing is trading 434. So I'm slightly pissed off about it. AMD yesterday was unbelievable. To see that happen, it's kind of a big change in character for the markets in general to see names like that. But again, they're all Fat Man names, so they're all still in those particular names here. There's a couple other ones that reported as well. If we take a look at, obviously at the reaction from the FOMC. SBF apparently the decision here will be made, I believe, towards the end of the week. So I want to see what happens to old boy, man. Does he get sent to prison?
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens. Eli Lilly and Novo, they also had their earnings too. These are the obesity drugs here. So if you take a look at the NVO and the Eli Lilly, the drug sales, by the way, take a look at this number. Jesus, take a look at this number. Third quarter sales of Novo Nordisk anti-obesity medicine Wegovy soared to 1.37 billion versus 164 million a year earlier, son. You know what I'm saying?
They're inhaling that shit.
You know what I'm saying? That means this shit is the new crack right here. That's a 10x fucking jump in 1 year on this drug that is, serves weight loss and all this kind of stuff, man. So
that's hysterical.
I got to get my hands on this shit, man. I called the doctor, by the way, so they're gonna hook me up.
They're gonna hook you up, definitely.
They're gonna hook me up, definitely.
All right.
Anyway, so the Eli Lilly, it didn't do as well as the NVO. Well, actually, it is trading up here too. So supposedly they had a guidance dump, but again, the demand for this fucking obesity drug it's nuts here. As I'm reading into it and really paying attention, it's crazy what I'm seeing. Melly leaked earnings yesterday.
Yeah.
They leaked earnings yesterday. And the stock was obviously up 100. Every time this company reports earnings, it's the best earnings that you've ever seen. But there's crazy year-over-year growth. So that stock's up 100 points here from where they pre-announced. Other than that, here, Ranchero, what are you taking a look at? Actually, before I pass it over to Ranchero here, take a look at the Pinterest and the Snap. I mean, I think these are big regime changes on Snap, on Pinterest especially. And I'll be looking for some follow through there. I put my whole daughter's account in Pinterest, by the way.
That's a sentiment change right there.
That's it, right? Right there. Ranchero, what do you got, baby?
What are you doing? You
My
put
man.
her shit into Pinterest?
My man is, she's her retirement account, bro. It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Well, we want her to be able to live in a house, bro, not a box.
Indeed. What do you got over there, man?
Dude, I'm super frustrated that I had to go and take care of stuff yesterday.
It's all good, man. Life.
It happens.
Real life.
I'm just taking a quick look. Long-term stuff. Amazon looking in good shape. There were guys in my room that wrote against their long-term positions, and as of right now, what they did was they bought them back and they flipped to go the other way. So a lot of those guys made a lot of money yesterday on flipping on Amazon, which was the right move. So I'm looking to see if we're gonna get more push, or is this a spot where we're already at expected moves? I haven't caught up with that yet, and are we going to get a little bit of a pull? But generally, technically, and all the rest of it, I like how it looks, but I'm still a skeptic longer term that we go back to highs and keep going. I think a lot of people are getting ahead of themselves.
Yeah.
If they go all in here, you could run into some problems, but I don't mind the idea.
Indeed. All right, so market's open here. Everything is pretty much freaking up. JB, who is that? Okay, Anyways, Pinterest here off the open here rallied real nice already. Snapchat here looking pretty good. So you're already kind of seeing that rotation happen. Melly is up 56 points here. Shop here.
6 points is nothing from LA.
No, 56 points.
Oh yeah, that's halfway through.
That's a little different. PLTR had a profitable quarter too.
PLTR. Big move up on the PLTR there too.
They're running Apple up again here into the number, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
yep. Remember, we got
And
the Apple.
Apple, you got Apple and Jobs still to come, guys. Which again could be bullish, could be bearish. Only the market gods know. But two major hurdles still left.
So the meter got up to 60 yesterday.
60, yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Where is ENPH? 78. 78. I like that. I like that. But so I was also thinking maybe a rotation here to some certain.
Laggards too. That's what I was thinking. You got a lot of them up on earnings though. That's the pain in the ears.
You know.
If the Chipotle bid-ask spread on the options wasn't $10, I'd consider taking some burrito to fill this gap.
Some burrito. SPY here 427. So we're up. Remember, we're up fucking 45 points. We're up 45 points on the ES here. Think about it. It's fucking insane, man. Insane, man. That was the for real trap, man. Down there at 411 or 410 on SPY, wherever the hell we were down there. And then those of you guys who are thinking of shorting this rally, you better be careful, man. They're not gonna let you just walk into that shit. They're not gonna let you walk into that shit that easy. For sure. This Pinterest hit $31, FYI. Snapchat here is trading 10 and a quarter here already. SPY still moving.
You got some DKNG bull flow into the number earnings today at the bell. WBD. Oh, that's Warner Brothers, right? I think they report too. I saw.
Jay, have they been back to hit SE at all?
There was a little bit of flow there that covered earnings recently, but nothing noteworthy. Yesterday there wasn't really a lot of flow anywhere. It was just earnings names. Nothing like a name like AMD, which was hot as a pistol all day, didn't really catch a lot of action. Mosaic. How's Tesla doing this morning?
I mean, it had a huge move overnight here.
Yeah, look at that.
Nvidia here kind of coming back here. Nvidia and AMD here just kind of coming back because again they had ridiculous moves off the open here.
Amazing moving yields too. Gee, you don't want to make too much over these quick short moves in yields, but what a move over the last couple.
What happened to the yields?
They're getting killed.
Okay.
From ripping highs, but net, like you look at a chart, I'll tell you everything you need to know. The main takeaway has been that tail risk coming out of the market. Hedging for a holy war. They're unwinding it. Tesla, that's rolling out there. That's nothing.
Are you long that EMPH, bro? No. I mean, it just ran two fucking. And by the way, if you look at the treasuries here, Jesus, I mean, yields went down a lot.
I know.
A lot. Natalia, these numbers look super strong. These numbers look super strong. You have a situation where everybody who missed this has to get in. Everybody who's short has to cover. So I wouldn't be surprised at a much bigger move up here. And even that PayPal, even they started scooping up that piece of shit PayPal.
Yeah, and think about it. These names haven't caught a bid in like months. You know, a long time.
AMD's coming all the way back. NVIDIA here is popping all the way back. I think you just keep looking for dips here. Sell puts if you can. If you got the account, sell some fucking puts. That's the easiest way you can do it.
Look at this Boeing.
Yo, 192 on that Boeing. Yes, sir. Dude, I would have got clammed here if I went short that shit.
I'm sure there are a lot of shorts that did get clammed. Sure, there are plenty of cocky shorts out there that got claimed.
Exactly, Eric. And those people are going to get stuck every step of the way. So whenever you see those traps, those short traps there, try to do the opposite here. Chris, yes, my account equity did go from $1 million to 300. Yes. Let's see. I bought some ENPH. I'm just going to keep buying dips on that one just to see if it squeezes. I want to buy some other dips out here, but I don't even know what to fucking buy. Where's the rotation, guys? Maybe I can
They're
buy
selling
some
chips right now.
Yeah, it's just I think it's on a case by case basis based off earnings. That's kind of the issue here. You know, it's earnings season.
Your dip, this little dip in the chips, chip dip might be a nice pickup. Like, look at what they just did to SMCI. Push
They
it right down.
reported, right? Didn't they
Back up.
report? I think they reported.
AMD getting got that little pull, and then they bought it right back up.
You got a Tesla. You got Tesla too. Remember that thing is still beat down, and then you got banks, and then you got banks too. GS here, 310. What a recovery on that GS. So that last move down is completely retraced here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab some Snapchat and some Pinterest. Let me grab some Snap 10.5s, or maybe what's today? Today's Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday.
I got 1,000 shares of that EMPH. What are we going for on that EMPH? Anybody want to call something out here?
50.
What? Yeah, I'll go for 85 on this. All right, how about that?
The 8 EMA on ENPH is 86.35, and 85 puts you right back to where they started selling it off after earnings. So that's actually a decent place to look for some profits.
Alrighty. Interest here. Dumping out. I'm gonna dip by some Pinterest slowly.
Oh, Roku had a big quarter too, right?
Roku had a big move too. What's that thing doing off the open? And where's this Shopify
10.
move? 428 SPY.
Got AMD Jan 110s chasing the strength there.
AMD, it's back at 108. AMD positive here. EMPH here. This is your first dip. I'm going to come back in and start buying some more. I'm also going to keep buying Snapchat. I mean, again, I wouldn't necessarily follow me, but that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I added more Snapchat.
Look at ANET. God.
Which
damn.
one? What one?
ANET. Arista Networks.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Thing makes me dizzy.
Okay, here comes your pullback here on SPY. Meta is unbelievable, man. Meta is unbelievable. But remember, these things are a little bit overbought here. So, you could see them come out of them, and then you could see them pick them right back up. You know what I mean? Because if you take a look at Tesla, look at Tesla. Tesla's here trading 215.5, and it's still going here.
There's
So
some
as long
big
as
money stuck short on that.
yeah, so as long as there's some dips here, and we don't just sell on SPY here, they'll continue to dip buy stuff. How's BTC here? What's going on with BTC? What is going on with BTC?
Coinbase is tonight after the close.
Coinbase is tonight, and then you got the Apple
Look
tonight.
at what they did to it right in front of the close, or right in front of the earnings. That is very slick.
Wow, Dash. Look at DoorDash, yo. Holy shit.
DoorDash. Even they were talking about the fat drug, obesity drug. They said it didn't affect sales.
People got to eat.
Yeah.
They might make better choices, but they got to eat.
And they gotta pay high fees because their fat ass ain't taking the obesity drugs, so they
got to
can't.
charge high fees because your cheap ass won't tip those motherfuckers.
I'm not tipping them. I ain't tipping them.
Yeah, like you look at these stocks, just big picture like Dash. These moves really mean absolutely nothing. They.
Yeah, BA 192. Remember, guys, if you miss the overnight, today becomes a lot harder here. If you miss the overnight, today is a lot harder.
Yeah, like I'm having shakes right now. I missed the whole day yesterday, and now I'm looking at all this. Oh, that PayPal all up. They just trapped everybody.
Where?
Shit.
Where?
PayPal.
Oh, PayPal.
I'll start yelling if you want me to.
Oh man, look at this thing. Oh, that looks bad. Oh, that does not look good. Okay, guys, SPY here finally with a 10-point pullback here. I think we should buy this on SPY, but I could be completely wrong. What is this? 420.
Boeing confirms cyber incident after the notorious Lockbit ransomware gang claims huge data theft. TechCrunch. So is that a new headline on Boeing, or is that recycled? Because Boeing probably has the most recycled headlines of any company I've ever seen.
Right. They just push shit that's already out there. Take a look at that CVX. I did want a piece of that CVX here. If there's a rotation here. So I want to take a look at the options here on CVX. This is one of those laggard names that you're just going for a fucking relief here. 147 calls are going for about 38 cents. 145s are about $1 and change here. I'm going to start a small position on that. I'm also going to add another 100 on my SPY calls. ENPH here is just kind of meh. I like the ad on ENPH on a dip here, though. What are you waiting for on that? 79? Got it. Got it. All right, Snapchat making fresh highs. I'm going to go for 1,000 lot on Snapchat again. Do not follow me. I repeat, do not follow me. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on the Pinterest here. Buy a 1,000 lot there too. Let's take a look at that CVX here. I wanna hit this CVX here. The spreads are horrible, man. Spreads are terrible. I don't want to get too heavy too early on that CVX, especially with these fucking ugly spreads. Let me try to limit in between here. 140. Let's try. Yep, got filled there. Remember, I still got the 200 lot SPY calls. There's your EMPH dump. There's that EMPH dump. Ron Cherry, what you looking at over there?
Well, I just see some NVIDIA bears coming in here. I mean, I'm trying to contain myself because I missed the whole thing yesterday. So
Yeah.
I'm battling some emotion here. So I got.
I feel the same way. Keith here is long a shit ton of snap. I don't blame you, bro. It's the right. I think it's the right move, at least for now.
What snap, huh? Let me see. Snap.
It's
Yeah, look at snap. Looking better, right?
it's quiet, but it could move.
Kind of reminds similar to like that Roblox we were seeing sneak up, right? Little by little. And
Speaking of Roblox, 33 on that Roblox here.
Yeah,
So
I know.
that's also getting some attention here too. So if you take a look at the Roblox, if you take a look at the Roku, you got some gas coming into the ARC name. So if you look at ARC, maybe you just trade this here, and that gives you the exposure to all that bullshit that Kathy is buying. Does she have PayPal? Doesn't she have PayPal?
PayPal. I don't know. I can't keep
Oh,
up with
she
it.
does.
I think she has PayPal and Square. Meta here kind of pulled back the whole way. Kind of interesting. Remember, Fat Man is what brought us up here. You know what I mean?
Fat man.
Fat Man is what brought us up here. So,
Microsoft down.
So if you're saying it's down, yep. And again, it's Fat Man.
Down $1.
There's the Fat Man.
BTU.
Let's take a look at
That's
that
a
shop.
code name. BTU. They already reported. You got a bull bet.
I mean, EMPH most likely is going to do what it always does: pops and then just shits on people's faces.
Shits on people's faces. Okie dokie.
NVIDIA here, 5 points up, 5 points down. You can't find a rhyme and rhythm on that one here. So if you're going to trade that one, scalp the shit out of it. Scalp the shit out of it. All right. I'm going for SPY highs. Remember, I still have 200 of these. It's not really going anywhere. Coin strong. Yeah, 83 on the coin. 83 on the coin. Looking good. AMD. John Smith. I think you got to rotate, John Smith. It's in my opinion, I think you got to rotate to some of the names they haven't brought up, which is, you know what I'm saying?
Meta. That's a rolling meta. Rivian.
Reshort small. Keith is saying on the Apple. Keith is talking about the big gap on the Snapchat here, 1080 to 12 and a quarter. Right. That's what we're looking for. And Natalia, you see how quick Fat Man is flipping? I mean, he's moving pretty quick for a fat man.
surprisingly light on his feet.
Because the motherfucker's taking Ozempic. You got that Ozempic. All right, I'm going more long CVX. Again, don't follow me. Snapchat here just made new highs. We got 1,000 lot of those. I mean, shit. Even if I rip 10 cents out of this, my cost is what, 32 cents? We're trading 36 bid. So that doesn't look that bad. Spy calls here starting to work. CVX here may break out. Somehow I doubt it. Spy here just giving some issues here. I think this is going to be a lot harder here, guys. Now, all the money was made fucking pre-market, man. All that dough was made pre-market, yo. So now you need other names to kind of take over, you know, and you're not.
Yeah, and that could happen very easily. We would like to see the market kind of chill out with a little rinse first, if possible. But maybe that'll take 10:30ish. But yeah, you can definitely see some rotation in the laggers. This BTU looks a little interesting. I'm looking at right now. I might pull the trigger if we do get a little rinse.
I'm gonna come out of some of the spy calls. I just bought another 100. Fuck, I overpaid though. God damn it!
You tapping something again?
I bought another chunk of CVX here, but I overpaid like a fucking dickhead. Coming out of some spy calls. Remember, I got 150 left.
Roblox. Their next week earnings in Roblox.
Roblox. What are they buying there on the Roblox?
November monthlies for earnings.
November monthlies, and that's going for the gap. I mean, that's a huge gap there on the Roblox, man. Huge gap on the Roblox. Here comes the CVX here. CVX now has. Can you take a look at that for me? That CVX, bro. Raj, you want to take a look at this thing for me?
Yeah.
Man.
We had an upgrade the other day. Earnings are out. The chart is terrible.
Yeah.
So if I look left on this thing, you're kind of, from a structure standpoint, you're kind of in an area where they might try to save it, but the technicals say any bounces, you probably have opportunity for short. The danger to me is, or the risk is up to the 8 EMA, which is 149.5. So you probably short anywhere in between there, and then you need a break of these lows for it to trigger, which is like 143.85.
Right.
Maybe you get a better spot to short it, but it doesn't look great, and you've got a catalyst out of the way.
Gotcha. Luciano saying XOM is very strong. So if you take a look at XOM here, trading around 107, and remember, this stock's been getting shithoused lately, So we kind of have a possible on the CVX, maybe hitting 147 and 148. It's going to take some time here. And again, if you miss the move overnight, the easiest way to play this is just sell the fucking puts. It's just sell the fucking puts. That is the easiest way to play it. Hands down. Let's take a walk around the club here a little bit more. MasterCard and Visa here coming back with a fucking vengeance. Again, you're seeing monster dips across the board from everything that got smoked out for the past couple of weeks of panic here because of the war. And it's just amazing how well they push sentiment these days now and push the emotion these days. I mean, 3 days ago, NVIDIA broke $400, had everybody fucking shook. And 2 days after, we're trading fucking 40 points higher, and the same thing on the SPY. So it's really like a thing of beauty in this particular market, what's happening here. Anyways, Further walk around the club here. Let's take a look at some of the banks here. Bank of America, GS, just kind of holding higher here. Let's take a look at the JPM. JPM has been one of the weaker ones out of that package. Let's take a look at the Schwab, some of the regional banks. Those things looking good, bouncing back pretty decently. Let's take a look at the shop here. Shop is on some gap and go shit here. Who's in the gap? Who's in this one? Who is in this one? This one worked out from the dip here. So this thing's trading back a little bit. Honestly, you can see this thing just slowly chugging along here. If you take a look at the Melly here, you're seeing the same thing here. All right, let's take a look at some of the semis here. NVIDIA here, 431. And again, these things are calming down, and then the money is going elsewhere. So if you take a look at AMD and NVIDIA here, you can see them kind of slowing down on those ones, and then the Meta. So you can see them slowing down on Fat Man here and moving into other shit. Let's see how strong. And let's see if they can hold this whole shit up. Let's take a look at the Pinterest here. Pinterest back to highs. Again, I think it's a complete piece of shit for now. Pinterest and Snap here, they're looking okay, though, melting higher. Kramis is asking, what is Fat Man? I'll go ahead and show you. I'll show you in a second. Let's take a look at casinos here. Those things are coming back, too. Let's take a look at that PayPal. PayPal had the earnings. Looked good off the open and then dumped it all back. The thing's still a piece of shit. Take a look at Square. You got to look at that Roblox here, 33.5. Finally, for the first time in months, we're like into the gap here. So playing a gap trade on the Roblox here is not a bad play, up to like 38. $40 there. It's not a bad play at all. Taking a look back at CVX here again. I'm long this one. I got a couple of hundred here on the CVX. We'll see where that goes. What am I missing here? Let's take a look at the treasuries here. Treasuries here had a big gap off the open, just like everything else here, kind of just light off the open. Let's take a look at this car. Take a look at the CAR here, up 25 here off the open. If you look at CVNA, yo, Jesus, didn't we have tons of buyers on that CVNA yesterday?
It was mixed. It was call buying, input buying for earnings, right? What happened? I didn't even see the earnings. Let me see.
And stocks up good. Couple of points.
Change, yeah. It was mixed. It was probably more put buying than call buying, to tell you the truth.
Right.
But earnings stuff, you know what I mean? Stuff to make sense out of any of that. You got ARC seeing some put action here, some protection weeklies.
Yep. Because that thing's overall, that thing's a big piece of shit. Let's take a look at that ENPH. ENPH, I got 1,500 shares long. It's kind of meh. To me, it's fucking meh. Let's take a look at the CRM pushing higher. Spotify here also retraced the whole thing. They trapped a lot of people trying to go short in that.
You got an economic number in a minute here.
You got econ numbers coming out in a minute here. Let's see what happens here. Most likely here you see kind of a...
What do you got coming out? Factory orders?
Yeah.
Meta, you're saying it's Jose. That ain't huge, bro. It's not huge. Nothing today is. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk huge, talk about the huge move from 2 days ago. But it is. He's not wrong here. He's got an 8-point retrace on the Meta. But remember, it's up 30 points here. So they had to retrace some of it. That was actually a decent short from the highs, man. You can't short it down here. I mean, shit, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but I think that's a little risky.
It's out.
All right, so we got the numbers here.
1/10 lower than the preliminary ex-transportation at 0.4% is 1/10 lower than prelim. Capital goods orders, non-defense at 0.5% is 1/10 lower than prelim. And capital goods shipments at minus 0.1%, also 1/10 lower than the prelim. The decision maker panel survey for UK 3-month output price expectations at 4.5%, down from 4.8% prior. 1 year CPI expectation 4.6% is down 0.3.
All right, remember.
Month rise down 0.2 to 1.0% on the headline. Next trades forward advised up 1/10 to 1.5% in the back month.
Still long some spy calls here, but again, that news didn't do anything here, and I don't expect that news to really do much here. So again, just monitoring these positions here. As you can see, I got a bunch of CVX still here. CVX is almost back at highs. If you look at Pinterest and Snapchat, they're not really doing anything. They're just kind of stalled out and not doing shit. I like the Shopify for $60. You know, I'm not against that shit.
What's that up, Shopify?
I'm not against that shit at all. You know, so we'll see what's going on there. And other than that, guys, they're making it obvious here. If you miss that morning move, if you miss the pre-market, you fighting for scraps out here. You fighting for motherfucking scraps out here. So keep that in mind here as we move forward into the afternoon. And anybody who's looking for the short, just be careful, man. Just be careful. You ain't gonna just walk into this shit. You know what I mean? Rancher, what do you got over there, bro?
I'm just messing around with some NVIDIA puts. I scalped just a little bit, but I like the put sweeper, and I think that we just hit a spot where I should have re-entered short. They came back up to the VWAP and the anchor from the high and the low, and these guys are they're shorting, so I don't mind it for a scalp. I scalped it once, 395 to 408. I'm just looking to see if I can, can I catch up? I think they're going to retrace this whole move. So, and then you got a gap to fill. So your side of the coin saying be careful with the longs. I mean, the calls are not getting paid right now, so I have
agree.
to look at some short ideas for scalp.
I agree, and I think what Ranchero you're also saying is shorting both sides has some fucking potential here.
I think so.
Because now you're getting a situation where your calls aren't paying,
Right.
and you're out of the money. Calls, they're just getting slow. So you can come in there, sell those, and sell the fucking puts and do pretty fucking well. You know what? Should I? Okay, raise your hands here. Should I call my broker and tell him to open up the shorting options for me?
No.
Okay, we got a vote for no. We got one vote for no. Who else? Ranchero? What do you got?
Yeah, let it rip.
Let it rip. Okay, one vote for yes. What y'all got? What y'all got, guys? We'll take a vote. I'll tell you what. If I open it up, I'm gonna close it back up. End of day.
All the guys in the room are like, "No, don't do it."
Okay, so far in the steam room here, our boys in the steam room here, and these guys, these guys see me doing this shit every day. Every single one of them is saying no.
Honestly, I would listen to these guys. They're looking out for you.
Every single one of them is saying no. Thanks, guys. Thanks, family. Thanks, family.
Bam. You got PLTR little chasing there. Accordion change.
Hey, I've got a question about SPX, ES, and how it translates to SPY price.
Mhm.
How does that shit work?
SPX to SPY. I mean, it's 10-1, but remember, SPY has the dividend, so it's always off a little bit.
Okay, and what about ES to SPY?
I mean, I don't know. Somebody want to, Kels, you want to take that over? Somebody want to take that over? I don't know. CVX highs.
Are you at the 8 yet on that?
What's the 8?
8 EMA, sorry. CVX is...
I defer to you for all that shit.
I know. No, you're not even close. So you say you got room to like 149.5.
Ooh-wee, I got room.
Ooh-wee.
That's room. Pinterest here and Snap kind of falling off here. They don't look too hot.
Donkey Dave. I need Donkey Dave to explain that to me.
Somebody talking about the Tesla. I mean, I think if you can catch some highs on some of this stuff, and you're able to short into it, I'm not against that. I'm just against shorting lows here in this market. 3 days ago, obviously it was different. Right now, you know what I mean? You gotta tighten that shit up.
Tighten it up.
Okay, Chris Answers is saying ES is derived of SPX, but ES it trades after hours, SPX doesn't. Wow, Chris Answers. That's the answer that you're going to give us?
I've got one in the room here. 10 points on ES equals $1 move on SPY.
Well, there you go. Chris, you should change your name to Chris Shit Answers. LW, earn the right to short options again. Protect your capital. Nice. SOM? Yeah, so SOM. XOM. Sí, tengo una posición en CVX. La hermana. CBX. So estoy long CVX. Pins here, letting it go. Every time I try to buy pins, they fuck me. They fuck me. All right, y'all. What do y'all got? What do y'all got?
Team, a little more team. Team is a mover. They report at the bell. Always an interesting name for earnings. Team.
All right, SPY here coming off. SPY here coming off, but again, I don't think it's anything crazy. I do think maybe starting a possible short, maybe, or at least looking for some, might not be a horrible idea.
SPY put sweep. Was that you?
Nope, that was not me. That was not me.
You.
But I like that guy. That guy is going to do the same thing as I am, more or less. Meta here still coming in. Again, they're coming after the fat man stuff because those are long drawn, man. Long fucking drawn.
Look at the Qs look a lot weaker than SPY does right now.
Yeah, Q's. Yep. Because of the fat man.
So SPY might be a laggard.
Yep. Nice buy on the SPY. Nice put buy on the SPY there.
There was some SQQQ calls a little bit earlier, right off the open.
Q calls.
SQQQ. The
Got
short Qs.
Got you.
Alrighty. Another tool that we have inside the room, by the way, guys, in case that you guys haven't seen it yet, it's called the squeezometer here. And Jesus actually explains this really well because he's done it 90 million times. Jesus, what is the squeezometer?
So the squeezometer basically is an intraday sentiment indicator. We use it for sentiment purposes and simple English so you understand it a little better. Measures, think of it as bulls percentage-wise, right? So 64 on the squeezometer right now. Think of 64% of active traders intraday are bullish. That's kind of the interpretation we take away from it. So above 60 is where you start to see rallies show some signs of exhaustion. 70 would be cooked, right? We've seen the number 70 in bull markets. And then on the flip side, when you get into the 40s, that's kind of where we start looking for a squeeze, right? So only 40, less than half of the active traders are bullish. That's usually when we start to look for a squeeze. A strong, really strong squeeze signal would be anything with a 3 handle. So under 40, which is rare. But it's an intraday indicator and updated every half hour.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that is a tool that, of course, you get when you cross over to the Steamroom.
Good side.
Exactly. Take a look here. It's SPY here. Obviously, we're getting a little soft here. We're getting a little weak. Let's see how everything reacts.
Uber reports next week. You got some more bull flow there. UBER.
Uber, that thing's been in play too.
Yeah, I think the earnings season becomes a lot more interesting once we get through Apple, because then that correlation to everything as earnings is gone, and you got a lot of underbelly names that have been beaten to shit. So it could open up the opportunity in individual names post Apple.
Indeed.
There's your NVIDIA dump.
Yep.
The 21 doesn't save it. You can make an argument for potential gap fill.
here is also down here. We're trading 426 off the open, now down about 4 or 5 points. If you take a look at that, Netflix not looking too hot. This ENPH, by the way, is complete shit.
Ranchero's been telling you that for
It's
ages.
complete ass crack. Crack of ass.
Crack of the ass.
So again, they're still hiding in certain names here, bidding certain names. Again, I don't think you get any panic selling at all because you're going to get a lot of buying under the hood here. But I could be wrong. And I very often am.
We all are, my friend. We all are.
Just look at my performance this year. Shit. Let's see.
See, that's why the fam was yelling at you to not open up the writing shit. See that?
Oh, no. That shit would have worked, son.
No, wasn't that the big hit?
No.
Oh, that wasn't the big hit.
From my
Yeah,
P&L.
yeah.
One of the big
That's
reasons.
why they're against it.
One of the big reasons. Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
One of the big reasons. Yes, sir.
I think got a little, as you guys can see, a little protection that has surfaced. Nothing too aggressive. But we could use some quiet, especially the big names and up at the index level. Maybe we get some chopping around, even at the least. And then we'll see if they rotate. Right, you get that opening bell excitement off the open every day, right? And then things settle in and kind of the true buyers and sellers show up throughout the day.
Yep, coin here. CVX here back to 146. Also not looking too hot. That GS Bank of America here still holding pretty well.
Oh, you know what did AB&B do? I didn't even see that one either.
Airbnb, yeah. So it didn't trade too well.
Jesus, look at that.
Yeah,
that's another like PayPal Ranchero.
It's not looking too good.
It was up and then just gave it all back and then some.
The
What are you looking at?
AB&B.
Oh.
Let's take a look at the guidance here, right? So the guidance here disappointed, and then they warned of Q4 volatility here. So in line with analyst expectations.
Oh my God, yeah.
However, Airbnb issued fourth quarter revenue guidance that fell short of estimates, warning there has been greater volatility early in the quarter. That's pretty much all they said.
Yeah, SMCI, very similar reversal. Same thing Yaya just pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hot name. Yaya, did you get out of your snapback trade?
Get your yayas out.
Or are you holding the TLT for you're going for the jugular?
Wow, SMCI, look at this thing.
Yeah.
Yo.
All right. But that's honestly, I probably would have done the same exact thing. So
holy shit balls. Whoa.
Yeah. I thought maybe you were going to hold the TLT a little bit longer than this buy, but probably made a smarter move across the board. Take it, no?
That looks
brutal.
Let's push back to Shopify here. Shopify here, you can see back to 59 here. Still looking fine. There's some names here still just chugging away. Hanging around.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's like pulling teeth, right? Yeah, I know. PLTR looks like they're rolling out to Jan some pre-earning stuff. A lot of rolling today. That's because, again, earnings and the move of the last few days. A lot of rolling call side, I should say. The VIX still hovering. All the vol products still hovering near lows. Not much of a bounce there. Yields, you got a little bit of a bounce in yields off the lows. That's about it. Nothing really too dramatic going on.
Snap here coming off pretty, decent.
Again, just a reminder, anybody who's looking to hold any shit overnight, you got Apple at the bell, and whether you're short or long, and jobs tomorrow, both will move markets, I'm sure.
Bruce is saying, is this the beginning of the Santa rally? People love to talk about
I'd be careful about that.
Santa.
Listen, at the one step at a time, I will hope this is some stability, at least where some selling and dips will start to find buyers for a change from what we've been seeing. But my gut tells me once we get to end of November, we got to be careful. Everybody looking for that Santa rally, and that could be a problem.
Roku here trading $75. $75. Nice spy move. I can't say I'm surprised at all.
See if they can hold it.
I think spy goes to highs at some point.
Okay.
And possibly even through. But again, what the fuck do I know? Now these Shopify calls are like fucking overpriced as fuck here. So the 58s that are in the money are basically adding a point. Everything's adding a point on top for juice. It's wild.
You remember that movie, Juice? Was that the name of it?
Yeah, no, of course.
Tupac and
Of course, bro.
that was a classic, right?
Of course, bro.
Of course. That was a classic. Now you got the juice.
Now you got the juice. I like these Shopify 60 calls. I think it's either that or they bid. If they bid back,
Yep.
if they bid back Fat Man, guys, forget about it. We're going to highs. We're going to highs. But again, this is not easy money. Was overnight. If you're trying to go after this, and you missed the overnight here, you got to find the rotation, man.
You got some more VIX selling coming in, again, keeping equities bid. Look at the VIX. My God. VVIX blows my mind. Like the
Right.
VVIX move the last couple of days. That's McElliott nailed this. He said as soon as that VVIX unwinds, it's all over for the Bears short term. But with the Fed involved, it was kind of like they snuck it in. It wasn't as easy as it sounds.
I bought 100 lot of the Shopify $60 calls just to kind of fuck around here. Again, I mean, I'm pretty long here, and I'm not getting much help from Snapchat yet and Pinterest. I'd like to add, but these things tend to do their own thing, man. So you gotta kind of wait it out, especially if you're trading the fucking weeklies. I also bought 100. Oh wait, no, I didn't buy 100. I'm also gonna buy spy. I'm gonna start buying spy calls on dips again, but only on the dips.
Got some bull flow in a financial name. They probably reported already. Nah, it's not a whole lot though. PNC.
PNC. Yep.
And we have leaps besides.
Yep.
They're buying leaps.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at this Bank of America here, they're trickling up here. Trickling up some of this shit.
Yeah, so that's ultimately what's going to take us out of this correction is going to be aggressive, not even rotation, but just an interest in everything else.
Right, exactly. if it's not all Fat Man sort of related.
Yeah,
By the way,
you see, right? You see Meta and like Ron Charles talking about Nvidia. You're gonna get these 3-4 day rallies in Fat Man, but then eventually they're exhausted, and if they don't buy anything else, right,
Exactly.
you're gonna retrace the move. So
exactly. If you take a look at the Home Depot, man, a monster rally from the lows there on the Home Depot.
let me see. Yeah, Home Depot was. Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh
they
yeah.
sold that for what, like 2 straight months, right? Yep, 2 straight months. Home
Yes.
Depot.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. 10 minutes here to the 10:30 mark here. As that's when we migrate over to the actual Steam room here. I remember I got the 100 lot on Shopify. It's already up a decent amount here. I think I'm going to take some off.
Nice.
Like half off on the Shopify. It's like $1,200 there. Anyway, so we migrate over to the actual room. This is what the room looks like, and again, we'll
Got
have
some
more.
Apple puts. Sorry to interrupt, Luch. Apple puts coming in for earnings. Go ahead, Luch. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And again, you got Jesus calling out flow all day. You got Ranchero and myself in there. And then you got all the traders inside the room here where we work together to find some sweet trades here. Not to mention all the tools that are included. We'll have Norse and the other guys here come on and show you some of the other tools, kind of walk.
Yeah, they'll like that, I think. They'll like that. They'll help understand what the hell we're looking at.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Everybody still wants to know who Fat Man is. So
I know. Well, it took me a while to figure that out. I thought it was one of your buddies over there trading with you that was trading certain names.
well,
Man.
you know, you'll see right now. You'll see right now. I'm going to show you right now. This right here is Fat Man. But hold on one second. I got to pull him up. Yeah, right here. Right here, guys. That's Fat Man here. So that's who he is.
Man.
That's who he is. And then the song goes with it.
Man.
Fat Man. That's your boy. That's your boy right there. All right. So everybody wants to know who Fat Man is. That is Fat Man.
So Apple earnings protection here, 11.10 for next week. The 170 puts just got hit with a band of buying.
Bando.
Bando.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Fat Man is pre-Ozempic right there. Take a look at Shopify, guys. Take a look at Shopify.
Yeah,
Take a look at Shopify. $60. $60. I should have bought
You do a good job of chasing and getting extended moves. What are you looking for? Anything in particular when you do that?
It's just regime change stuff, like stuff that's just been trending for a while, and something shakes it out of the fucking nonsense. Shopify.
But where aren't there certain is something up too much where you are more are you reluctant to chase? No.
Markets, like even the market right here, it's not up too much. You could chase this up to fucking 430 here. Like, you know, there's names here that they're still buying here. They don't give a shit. It's just regime. It's just a regime change where mentality shifts. And when you have that big mentality shift, everybody is on one side of the tape. Like if you came in today and you're still short, you have no other choice but to cover. If you came in today and you didn't get in long, you have no choice but to chase. You know what I'm saying? And if you came in today and you didn't catch the Fat Man, okay, fine. Maybe you get some shorts here and there and they rotate, but the fucking writing's on the wall here.
Okay, TA shares.
Yeah, see, that's definitely my crutch. It's been my whole 25 years. Playing it like what I feel are extended moves.
Sure.
Like you're saying, they truly aren't, but I feel they've gone too far and I can't chase them, for some reason. It's just, I guess the way I'm wired has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. No, that's another personality thing that we all have to find and we all have to understand because that's super important to our own trading. You can't trade a strategy that's not unique to you and is not something that you created. So
yeah, being comfortable has a lot to do with it, right? I mean, that's
absolutely.
You got a little more of those Apple puts. What else? All right, so getting a little quiet. Again, that's a good thing. I know for those of you looking for action, probably not, but you'll start to see some of the more truer flow or lack of it. PLTR, some more rolling. And they're rolling out to Jan, Feb, and way out of the money, too. Let's see here. Here are the active lines in PLTR, but you do have rolling some of that pre-earning stuff. Again, that's a Jan Fed.
Yeah, but it's a waste of time. It's a waste. That is a waste of time. That's the wrong name to be long. And even my CVX here too. Even my CVX, it's the wrong name to be long there too.
The VIX still bleeding out.
Okay, we got 3 minutes here left. Ranchero, what are you up to over there? You make any trades
Playing
today?
with some Q puts right now. See if right back up to VWAP. See if they just give it a little pull.
Yep. That's gonna happen all day. Yep. I know what you're going for.
Well, I'll get out of the way if they come in for it again.
I know what you're going for. You got snap here bid again, but not much though. So they took that Shopify up to about $60 and then just kind of gave it back. You're going to see that happen quite a bit.
Roku 78.
Oh, let's see what's going on with that Roku 76. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying on the Roku? There you go.